Hello, my name is Stephanie Bailey and I wrote Chapter 9 of the East Coast Encounters book. My chapter's called Commemorating Cook, and you've just interrupted me because I was just playing my Captain Cook Voyage of Discovery game. Yes, this is an actual thing, and I was just playing by myself really, because that's the world we're living in at the moment. But yes, back to the book. Firstly, I just want to say what an absolute thrill it is to be included in this publication with such an amazing assortment of authors. In fact, when I first found out who the other contributors were going to be, it was simultaneously the most proud but also the most terrifying moment of my life, I think, because I was like, what am I doing included with these amazing writers who I respect so much? But Pauline and Elizabeth from the Historical Society have been incredibly supportive and encouraging, and now I'm in the book. So for my work, I research and I write about the local area, the Sutherland Shire, which is a lot of fun. As part of my work, I take reference inquiries as well. And in 2017, in September of that year, I took a phone call that I guess in many ways changed my life. So the person on the other end of the phone was the amazing historian Mark McKenna. And what he was looking into was he was doing some research for what became his quarterly essay, Moment of Truth. And he was wanting to know about the sign that is still there as you enter Kurnell. And on the sign it says, "Welcome to Kurnell, the birthplace of modern Australia." So obviously a reference to Cook's arrival in 1770. And Mark wanted to know who put the sign there, how long it had been there, a bit of background behind it. And I was able to find some information which I think he found useful. But then over the following months I just kept researching the background of that sign, but also the Cook commemorations at Kurnell, and I just became fascinated, and I kept sending more and more information to Mark. But yeah, I just became absolutely fascinated with how over time, over the last 250 years, Australians have chosen different ways to observe that event from 1770. And look, what happened on that day in April 1770 can't change. It's set there in time. It can't change. But what has changed, what continues to change, is the way in which we as Australians observe that day, and how we celebrate it, commemorate it, protest against it, or even just ignore it altogether. And that's changed dramatically over time. I'd say, in fact, the way we look at that anniversary, and the way it's kind of almost like holding up a big mirror to who we are as Australians at that moment in time. And what's reflected back is how we see ourselves as Australians, how we see ourselves in the world at that time, and also I guess our relationship and our connection to the long history of this country. And so I have continued to research and write about that changing and evolving commemorations of that first interaction between Cook and the men of the Endeavour and the local people, the Gweagal people, on the shore at Kamay Botany Bay. So last year I did an interview with the amazing, wonderful writer and journalist Paul Daly, who was he was writing a piece for Meanjin in the lead up to the 2020 anniversary, and you can spot the name drop in that last sentence. So anyway, I'm not sure if it was me who said this or if it was just Paul being very astute, but when he wrote the article he does say that these Cook commemorations have become my personal obsession, which I think is very true. And so I can't let it go. So my research and my writing is continuing in this area, and hopefully, one day that might eventuate into something of my own publication. But for now, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits to be included in the East Coast Encounters book. So I hope you like it. I do. I think it's fantastic. And I hope you even get to read something that perhaps you didn't know about this country. So enjoy!